SISM, okay, so this is, the big thing we're gonna try to do today. We have, Rachel, Kyle, Samantha, and Laura, or any combination of those online who are gonna run this. They're gonna tell me what to do. This is gonna be very much like our, roadshow, thank you. We're gonna throw in a couple of cases, and that's all we prepared. What we're hoping for is that you ask us, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do this? My objectives today are a couple. Again, another visual contact with the HIS system, which is great. Second, sort of see how things get done. Third, which is probably for me is the most important thing. The three of us, along with the team, have spent probably hundreds of hours between us on what's called order sets. So what you will notice in the HIS is you can order them. Orders can be standalone orders. Some orders will show up when you get results. So if you look at the labs, we try to anticipate what mix you want, and we'll give you a list there to pick from. However, the most powerful part is what's called order set. It's a bunch of orders grouped together. Sorry,
Power plants.
now it's order set. You don't want to use the power plant family anymore.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they told me.
Huh.
I'm following instructions.
Okay.
So what order sets are a combination of orders that are put together for a specific reason. Some are pre-checked, some are not. And they are sort of put together for, so chest pain, STEM, NSTEM, ACS, PE, abdominal pain, fever in a child, nausea, vomiting, right? But what they do is they make sure that you don't miss anything, because there are things that we're not used to ordering. For example, insert ID is an order. It's not sitting block anymore. They changed that. It's an order. So you need to order that. And if you're just ordering the bolus standalone, you'll forget to order the IV. So the best way to approach this is go to an order set of that's closest to you, and there is between smaller and short ones and long ones, there's 82, I think. I went through all of them on the last review one by one. So go, thank you.
Yeah.
So go through them, because this is the best place for you to start your general orders. And then if you need to do something just very specific, add it later. Just because you will find everything that you need, from diet to volume to vitals to insert IV to patient care stuff to investigations to DI, that is most likely going to use. You can pick from a laundry list, and you can add any order you want to this. So if we didn't think about it, you can add it. The last stage after that is you start building your own. You start stealing this order set that we made as an ACS or chest pain, and you modify it and save it as your own preference. And then that way, you will have your own sort of practice the way you practice. You know, it starts with, dot set track, and then my orders, so I go grab them and they fit the way I practice. It'll be hard to do in the beginning, probably. It's probably something you're gonna do down the road. There is a full session on customization that you will do before launch, perhaps 2 days before launch. But that is really where the power lies, is you move from a single order to grouped orders to customized group orders. And when you get there, that's when you become really productive. Because everything is pre-planned the way you like it, everything is condensed the way you like it. And we all know that there's probably 20, so a bunch of orders that we do together, it's probably 85% of our practice. So imagine if that's already pre-selected, done, pre-populated, all you have to do is for it, right? And with this, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. And great shot. I think is Laura going to the next, right? So,
Yes, Sam.
Beautiful. So we have an amazing team that we have been working with for the past, year and a half almost. Shout out to Pam and Mel. They have been there all the time. And I want to do a special shout out to Pam because she didn't have to, right? But she was there, and it's amazing to have all of us around the table bouncing ideas, talking, disagreeing, which is great, right? And trying to, so what you will see the first day of practice is the culminating work of thousands of hours with many people, including the three of us, many who are online, Kyle, Rachel, Laura, Samantha. Did I miss anybody? There are a lot of more, our educators in the room have been there on all the calls, thank you very much. Lovely, okay, so you tell me what you need me to do and I will do it, let me see.
Oh, I think you make your screen bigger.
Yeah, I will do that.
There you go.
How is this?
Are we able to call on our own laptops?
If you log in, yes, of course you can, because it's a meeting, right? Just make sure you mute so we don't get feedback.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you can do that, absolutely. So this is quote unquote the tracker. This is how your tracker is gonna look. Does this work? This pointer work? Yes, it does. And it's columns like everything else. You pick where you are, all patients, my patients, pod A, pod B, et cetera, the bed. The patient and some information, some flags, so these bombs mean infection, this is radiation, and so on and so forth. Here, there's going to be a very important flag that you need to learn, which is out of province third-party pay. Because you have to put in your order for payment. You know, there's $50 for out of province, and the unit that you have to do, or your first patient. If you've seen them, the one we collect for you. You have to put an order, so there is a little green flag you'll get to know with time, when it's there, please make sure you put it in, because otherwise you won't get it. You need to put in, you need to link that patient's account to you, and then everything else will happen in the background. Laura, tell me which patients I'm picking up today. Oh, I was still talking, sorry. What do I have? This is where people who signed up for the patient, and you can know who the doctor is, who the nurse is, who the I can't see, it's too small. MP, who the resident is, and who the ED tech is, and then the patient's presentation. What will show up here is the triage diagnosis. If you change it, it'll change, so your diagnosis will be at the end here. And this is the part where you get your information back. These are vital signs, any tasks to be done. That's how the nurse knows that you've ordered something. Medications, labs, ECG, X-ray, diagnostics, DI, and what is that? Patient care?
I think that's patient care.
Patient care and consultations are the last column. Some colored flags as well. Their status, where they are, how long they have stayed, and these are documentations. If you start any documentation, the patient will show up here. If somebody else started documentation on this patient, will show up here. Okay. So this is sort of the visual, and I tell you, after spending 2 days in this, going back to the Meditech tracker was painful. Painful. Okay, Laura, now tell me what to do. Who am I picking up?
Okay. So this is our tracking board here. We can go through this first patient here. There's a lot of information we can gather within our tracking board. I know Rafi just went through some key points over here. We can start off with our patient summary. And here we can see that the patient has an allergy to bee stings and they have an isolation for droplet contact. There'll be any kind of documentation that any previous providers have completed here, and any visits that patients had to the ED will be listed here. We'll also see the current triage information as well. So the presenting complaint will be listed. And so that's the initial complaint that will be taken at quick registration, which is current state quick look. And then the chief complaint is our CETUS complaint. These vitals here are from our triage. And then when we hover over the subjective assessment, we can see what the subjective assessment was documented within the triage form, and then what the objective assessment was done at triage. We'll see the list of home medications. What's that?
Laura, can I ask a question?
Yes.
So at the time when I asked, where can I review the triage note, they told me I have to go into the chart, but it looks like all I have to do is hover, right?
Well, you have to, sorry, go ahead, Laura.
Go ahead, Laura.
No, it's okay. There's two places you can review it. So the key points of the triage form can be found within this patient summary. It can also be found within the patient's chart here in the end page.
I want the narrative.
Okay.
So the narrative of the nurse, can I see it by hovering on one of those fields you showed or not?
So you can,
Yeah.
so there's two places you can review that. You can review that within the triage review in this end page, as well as within this subjective assessment.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very important because most of us, the way we pick up, it's like we have 5 CTAs too. We decide which one we're gonna pick, by looking at the triage notes, this guy's sicker, this can wait a little, right? So great to be able to see it from here. That is awesome. Keep going.
Oh, Laura, sorry, one thing, can I point out one thing if you don't mind?
Go ahead.
So in general, in the system, there's this. We have this catchphrase called hover to discover. So if you're not sure what an icon means, you can just hover your mouse over it. I mean, like Laura gave the example of that information, but typically if you see when we on the tracking board, any of the icons, if you're not sure what they mean or the colors, you just hover your mouse over it and
So your mouse will work for a second or two and give you a follow. Yes.
There's another question when you're
Fine.
ready.
Yeah.
The part about out of province billing, I didn't catch where that was on the screen, et cetera.
Okay.
YouTube video to show that a module will show you.
We will definitely get to that. There's a few things I plan to do in short videos, because you probably won't get to them in training. One of them is out of province billing. The other one is ECG, it's not part of our training, but we need to get some. Thanks, Rob. We need to get some basic ECG where you know how to know there's an ECG, go read it and put your initial comments, because there's nothing to sign, right? So we're gonna try to do that for videos, but essentially what will happen, if you want to remind us later when we're doing orders on the patient, just remind us and we'll show you how to order. But Laura, can you show us where it fits? It is, let me see if I can find it. It'll be here. It'll be one of those icons. You see those? Each icon in these will mean something. It's a green icon. Does anybody remember what it has with the letters? It has a green icon with two letters on it.
can't
I can't remember right now. I'm sorry.
But if you hover over it.
Yeah, but if you hover over it,
If
then you hover to discover.
There you
If you hover over it, it will tell you that the patient's out of province and need to do something. And basically what you're gonna do is when you're ordering, you're gonna order ED billing. You need
Oh,
to.
green P, Rachel Cook, Rachel just.
There you go. It's a green P. Why P, I don't know, but Rachel, you know everything. I love this. You wanna come work with me my first 5 shifts? I'll pay. Okay, so.
Oh, there you go, actually, it's right there.
There you go. You see that position billing? And when that's there, you need to enter an order asking for your money. And your money will get to you if the patient paid. That's right. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me then, okay, so how about we sign up for a patient, Laura? What do you think?
Okay.
Yep.
So you just have to click right into that MD column. And you just click.
Can someone send the site into the site that you can go in?
Oh, the website, it's not gonna be.
No, it's down.
It's down right now.
No, you can't test. No, you have to log into the meeting to,
Oh, it's.
yeah, you have to zoom in.
Okay.
Oh, you mean you wanna actually try it yourself or
Yeah.
not? Yeah, it's down for a yeah.
Oh.
This is niche.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, well, first, can you show us where we check in? So when we start our shift, we're gonna hit that little hamburger at the top right. And I am checked in, there you go. So I'm checked in. Thank you. So I'm checked in. And display is LA. And now I'm gonna sign up for a patient. Which one, the chest thing we're gonna sign up for?
Yeah.
There you go. And I'm gonna assign the patient. And now LA, I'm LA today. LA is the position for this patient. Now, if you interact with the chart or with the patient, please get into the habit of signing in and signing out. Like, for example, if you're viewing a patient's ECG and getting orders and things like that, because one, we pick up time there. And second, then you'll be able to find the patient and document on them. Right? If you don't sign in and sign off, they won't show up when you're done your shift, they won't show up on your My Patient list. So you have to get into the habit. This is your equivalent of a sticker, right? Sign in, sign out. Even if you don't stay on the patient, but once you sign in, that patient goes on my list. So then I can see him later. I can document later what I did now. Okay? Lovely. So now I'm signed up for this patient, and Kyle Malone is the nurse on this patient. Okay, so tell us about this patient, Laura. What am I gonna find out?
So this patient here, we just were in that patient summary, so we can see kind of a summary of this patient. We can see any kind of procedure history, medical history, also social history as well will be indicated. As launch point here, we can see any kind of orders that have been completed. So the bars here and the colors will let us know the status of those orders. And we can hover to discover to see which lab orders were ordered, and I can see that they're completed. So we can just click right on here and I can see the results straight from launch point.
Beautiful. And let me, so remember when I told you you can order some orders in context? So this is where they are. So you enter the blood results. So all we have done for you is on the right-hand side, you will see there's a list of what we thought you might think of when you're looking at people's results on order, right? So there's a BNP, there's a blood glucose, there's a CRP, there's a CK. You want to add another CBC, you want to order a D-dimer. So they're all here. This makes your life much easier when you're looking at these, and if you want to add something, the easiest way to add it is to click and sign, and you're done. All right? Keep going.
This is our ECG order icon, so we can let us know that an ECG has been ordered. Unfortunately, with the train domain, we don't have the ability to post a completed ECG, but we'd be able to click right into here and then review the ECG from there.
And that's where you review it, you write your one-line comment, no, it's the elevation, whatever, and we're done.
For DI, we can see that a chest X-ray was ordered and completed. We know it's also the report has been completed because we can see that like little paper icon within that icon. It's letting us know that report is completed. So we can just click right into here and then report will populate.
That's not good.
There will be a report. So if you want to see the X-ray, what's supposed to happen is you should be able to click on that and that will launch IDS-7.
There's an icon, Laura, correct me if I'm wrong, there's an icon along the top of that report bar that will launch the image. Somewhere there, it's right now it's grayed out because there's
no
But
connection.
it will
Yeah,
be
I have to say that. Sorry.
IDS-7, right? Like, is it gonna launch IDS-7, incorporate the image from IDS?
No, well, it should launch
It
IDS-7.
launches.
It should launch.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, I have to confess, we booked this meeting a year ago, and the domain within which we work, which is very much up to date, went down yesterday for final cleanup and copy. So working within a training domain that might not have everything up to date, and I am sorry, but it just happened to go down yesterday. If we were in our other domain, there will be way more data, but we don't have it. Some of the things we don't have today. Okay, all right. So yeah, we can read the report and you can again order anything that you want that's in the list there.
You're also able to add your own orders as well.
Yeah.
You can see in this one here, this is order favorites, so you can differentiate your own personal order favorites to the department order
At
favorites
the
as well.
top. Beautiful.
Can you, Laura, can you just show how you save those order preferences? So differentiate, so how do you save it
It'll be
I
done.
think you have to choose them as favorites from orders,
from orders, okay?
right, Laura?
like within the chart, I mean, right, that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you'd have to do it from, within the chart.
Yeah.
Sorry, Laura, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you have to do it within the chart, right?
Within chart, and then you'll also get a chance during order favorites to coordinate your own orders coming up.
I don't know, I haven't gotten there now.
yeah, no, not, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
How,
we'll figure it out.
okay.
That's not gonna be my answer. I don't know, I'm stumped, you stumped me, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so patient care? Yes, sir, I have a question.
There, if you want to order a CAT scan, do you
Yes.
have a specific requisition or just?
That's it, there's no more requests, no more papers,
Just
nothing.
order CT.
That's, the order is here, so you have to put whatever details you have in the order itself. And we will get to order things now shortly, yes,
No more
okay,
forms.
so, tell me what, is this a patient with chest pain?
This patient was chest pain, that's correct.
Okay, here's what I wanna do, I wanna order bilateral VPs on this. And Kyle, who's playing nurse today, I wanted to populate this and answer my order, right? So bilateral VPs, sign. See, did you notice that green on top went green because there was something to sign? That's your like your shopping basket. And then it went gray again because it's signed. Now Kyle on his tracker, because he's playing nurse for this patient, see, Kyle, KM, Kyle Malone. He got a notification in his tasks that this patient needs bilateral VPs. And then a little bit, we're gonna circle around, see if they're ready, and we're gonna look at them. Okay, keep going, order.
And then here's our consult. So if then any consults have been ordered, they'll be listed right here.
Again, this is a good time for me to remind everyone, everything you do is important, everything. You're gonna find this annoying at times, you're gonna find this, but there is no paper. That is the paper, even if you want propofol so you can do a sedation, get me propofol is important. You are going to be tethered to this machine, to the software. It's gonna feel weird in the beginning, but there is a gazillion advantages to it. One of them is that it sends the task automatically, there's no paper, there's no duplication, there's none of that. It keeps track of everything that happened in real time, makes sure nothing gets forgotten. But everything you do is important. So now we open the patient's chart, what happened? I'll tell you what, would it show up in the vitals on the tracker?
It would only show the one vitals.
It should show up after.
So you go into the patient's chart and then you go into results review. So we can see here, the systolic on one side was 120 and then 126 and then 80 and then 85.
Okay, so this happened live while we were talking. Kyle entered the blood pressure. It didn't show up on the vitals as a notification, did it? Or should it not? Like if you go back to the tracker,
Go to
If
the
we
tracker
close-
here. So it only showed the one set of vitals.
it didn't tell me that the new set of vitals was done.
You would, the only way you can kind of would see that is the vitals would be clear. So when it's grayed out like this, it means we have up-to-date vitals.
Okay, did it turn gray because we saw them?
This grade right now, because we have up-to-date vitals,
Okay,
the colors indicate that there's overdue vitals over here.
overdue vitals, oh, that's fully right,
And then when it's full, it's letting you know that there's critical
critically
vitals.
overdue and critically. Yes, oh, this patient's probably been here a few hundred hours, right? It's been 31 hours. Oh, these are fresh patients. Okay, let's go, how about we go to chest pain and let's try to do a chest pain orders. How about that? Or Laura, did you want to show us something else first?
No, that's okay. We can go through there. So I'm gonna load right into the quick orders here.
So these are, these are called quick orders. Can we collapse them all just to give people a visual of what they look like? Is there a collapse?
Oh, you mean the categories? Yeah, there is. Laura, if you go to the hamburger menu on the top, there should be, it should be a collapse all there somewhere.
Yeah, do expand all, then do collapse all. I think if you do collapse,
Yeah, you
expand
can
all,
expand all first and
and
then.
turn to collapse all. Beautiful. So this is what's called quick orders. Remember how I told you there's different levels of places you can get to orders? The first was contextual, right? You're looking at your results, you want a second, you want a CT. It's right there for you, right? And these are suggestions and you can add your own favorites. The second place you do orders is this. This is called quick orders. We have populated here the most common orders that we think emerged docs will use. And they are populated under headings: critical care, stroke, patient care, diet, laboratory, medical imaging, special tests, medications, IV, consultations, new order from scratch, outstanding orders. What are these things to sign? What are
Here-
outstanding orders? In the rightmost column, the blue one, second blue. Are these to sign? Oh, are these, I ordered them, but they haven't been done yet?
That's correct.
Okay, so these are orders that we've ordered on this patient, they haven't been done yet, okay? And then there's order sets where you can manage your order set, and you can expand any of those and pick something. So what do you want to order? Let's pick something here from the crowd.
I'll take, ACS and semi.
Okay, so you're going with an order set, great. So let's open, where is chest pain? We have chest pain?
Oh, we have ACS. and-
Okay, so we've decided this is an ACS instead, great, let's click on that. So we're gonna do this order set. And now it's in our basket. And it's gonna say, I usually click modify details so I can see what they are. I just don't wanna sign blindly. So let's click modify details. And here is our order set. So this is a very good example of order sets, and it starts with admission, discharge, diet, activity, all the way down to consults. And we're putting here the most likely things that you wanna do. Most importantly, we put the things that you usually miss, like insert an ID, right? So let's start at the top. Okay, now you ordered this, so you tell us what you want.
Oh, NPO,
And here, sure.
bed rest, because he's actively just.
Bed rest?
Not going anywhere. blood pressure, okay, sure.
And that's what bilateral, right? The TN now, time now, bilateral. In this patient, we actually ordered it, but we can order it again, absolutely. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'll to you with,
You want to monitor or not?
Where's the,
There you go.
it's not there, oh,
Yeah.
monitor, there you go. And then O2,
You don't look.
that's you choose. That's then 92, like that one, routine, okay, then we move on, I don't want sugar, let's move on. Saline log, we're good, it's fine, IV, no.
Says IV fluid subbase, so if you click on this, whatever, let's try this just for demonstration. Let's click on IV, ED IV fluid subbase. This gives you a list of fluids that we put there for you that you can pick from. Right? And you have boluses at the top. So you can pick your bolus, and then you pick your maintenance. Right? So let's give them a liter of saline and run them saline at 100 mils an hour.
Failure, but that's okay, no problem.
Do you have one for you?
Well, I mean, he's fresh and semi-likely, it's probably before, but let's give him a leader.
There you go. Okay, good point. Click the leader and bring it back to 250. Let's see what happens.
To change this to
If you
250.
click on that, yeah, it gives you other options. So we're gonna give him just 250 because he has heart failure. I'm a bad doctor, just click on it.
No, because that's just a patient. Solve the patient, that's all. Okay,
Okay, and you can see if you take a look, these are all parameters you can change. These are all white colors, so you don't need to do anything in them. If they are yellow, they're mandatory. I hate mandatory fields. I have fought tooth and nail to minimize them. Some of them I can't control, but once we launch, if there are ones that are really bothering you, please let me know and I'll keep fighting 3 months later to try and change a few things. Okay. So see how we change that to 250? Okay, let's keep going. Okay, now we're gonna go back to our orders. What else do you want?
going, we're good, we give him some fluids, we keep going. Medications, okay, so that's the good stuff, so we'll use aspirin, yes, ASA, chew, yeah, we spoke to cardiology and it said, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But I don't need to take them, so let's give Plavix,
So don't click yet on the Plavix, I wanna show them something. Unclick,
unclick Plavix.
unclick the Plavix, just go hit the grill. Now, there is something you can do, if you change the parameters, it automatically makes it work. So I'm gonna give this patient 600 instead of 300. So if you click the 300 and chip 600, it automatically, so it shows you this, but now it automatically checks for it. So if you change something, you don't have to go back and click. The system knows that you wanted to order that. Keep going, ma'am.
Okay, so then we're gonna give Fondaparinux,
On the Paradox 2.5. Good.
and yeah, patient is actively having chest pain, so we'll do some nitro.
So you can do a pack, you can do a spray,
Give
you
spray,
can do IV.
we have parameters.
Yeah, already.
Blood pressure,
I don't know what it is, so let's do an IV, let's see what it does.
not like.
No, not the sub-Q, not the something.
Yeah, because some of
So it's
the,
sure.
because we have parameters, instructions, okay, so that's.
So we can add instructions.
There you go, say,
Yes.
hold if VP, SVP is less than, let's say, 80.
There you go. I'll take my turn to Sue, I can eat this, I can eat this one time. Okay, let's go back. Okay.
Right, no, morphine, yes. Morphine, low.
Now, one thing that's gonna happen is, and this is a pharmacy decision, so please do not tell me.
Sorry, yeah.
There are no more ranges.
Each side.
We tried a lot, no range. So you have to pick a specific dose, you can do pre ACPR. So you can do 5 milligrams of morphine every hour, every 2 hours, but you can't say 5 to 10 every 4 hours.
Yeah.
Go figure.
And then, yes, and they didn't want to give us, commercial names either, so it's all,
Okay, what else do you need? Labs.
The morphine, we have labs, okay, so we're doing, the following, we have.
Let me put it in 2 hours. You know the one that says TN plus 120?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so TN is time now, plus 120 minutes, so that's 2 hours.
Yes.
That's actually to be portable disease better. Let's say. portable chest X-ray?
Do a check X-ray, I know we did a chest X-ray 2 views on this guy, let's do a 2 views so we can manage the duplicate orders.
Sure.
Okay,
Can you repeat that?
yeah, 2 views, did we do 2 views on this guy? I think we did. Yeah, okay, great, anything else you want, guys?
Say cardiology consult.
Here's an important point I wanna bring to the people, please note, there are 2 types of ECG, ECG by nursing. And there's ECG, CV is cardiovascular. Please make sure, we're gonna try to take it from all the order sets. Make sure you do not order ECG, always ECG by nursing. ECG, regular ECG, diverts to the X-ray tech, and it'll be done on Monday morning. If you are on a Friday night. So please make sure you order ECG by nursing.
Sure, okay, and consult cardiology.
Yes, because that mental hospital.
Perfect, should we sign these?
Physician advisor.
Okay, let's sign them. If there's any conflicts or problems, this is when it will tell you. No, there's nothing. If there was anything, it'll be in the corner there, we'll try to find something now.
But I'll answer that email.
Oh, these are the duplicates.
Hmm.
So I was saying, these are duplicates, do you wanna remove them, do you wanna order them anyway? So let's remove them all, right?
Yeah.
But you can choose to keep, say, the ECG, if you want a new ECG, you can choose to keep it. And sign.
On one of the tutorials, we had as a physician to click assign bed and things like that. Please tell me that's not.
I don't know.
Okay,
Which one, the,
one of our tutorials, it was like,
Oh, the learner's journey?
Yeah.
Talking about for the online modules?
yeah,
Okay.
Just a reminder, guys, these online modules are articles. It will not look the same, not every, the principles will stand,
okay,
but things will look different when you go into our building, because these are generic. Training videos, you will find some differences, like the way our discharge, if you did the discharge module home. Ours will look a bit
Yeah.
different, so the principle is still the same, but these are generic.
was that when you signed your name a few times? Were they the ones that you mentioned? No.
I don't
Okay.
really remember
It's
that
a
much, but I do remember, and I also got a text from someone else asking the same question, like. The part of the order set when you were consulting someone was now assign bed and there's a
No.
couple things like that, and
That
I'm like,
directs you to a specialty.
Yeah, no, we're not
That
assuming
takes you to a
beds,
specialty,
no.
which specialty you're gonna consult, this is what I meant by assigned bed, I believe. I don't know by that, but I think it just takes you to a specialty.
I don't think you know, you don't need to do that.
No.
In the order said when
Like
you
once a year.
consult, that. Nobody wants to do that in another degree, so no, I don't believe that is accurate.
Okay. So what else do we wanna do with this patient? Should we try something like ordering a CTP? So sure, yeah, we can do whatever we want the patient, we're never gonna kill him, we're never gonna give him radiation, it's a fictitious patient.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Laura, how about we try to order a CTP? Let's see how many ways we can get there.
So wait, Laura, when you finish ordering the orders, which domain, where are you in right now? Like,
This is the patient chart.
Everybody, just in the chart.
It's in the chart.
Can we order the CT from the main kind of dashboard?
Tracking board?
Yes, if you have, if there's you can, if there's a link for it, you can,
No, we kind
or
of,
you can add an order, absolutely. It doesn't matter where you get in,
yeah,
you will end up in the same place.
okay. Just for the sake of this exercise,
Yeah.
can we do it from lunch point and then?
Or let's do it for launch point, let's do launch point and order a CTP. There we go. This might not have PE, this, because these are the old ones. This has chest with and without. Okay, let's go to orders. Click, so you don't see it here, click the button that says go to orders. And that will take you to the chart, to orders.
Yeah.
There you go. So if you can't find it,
You go
you can go back. Okay. Let's find CTP under diagnostic imaging.
And then- Up one, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, I couldn't hear. Which one did you want specifically?
CT with PE protocol, the one above it.
Yeah.
This one, yeah. Okay, so this says you need to do a clinical decision for this, right? Yeah, you're gonna hate me, Joe, I'm sorry, Joe, I'm so sorry. Okay. Yeah, proceed with CPPE,
But we took it from the
the current state.
current state, so.
So just like, I,
It's the same clinical.
if you wanted to calculate it for you, it can. So CT pulmonary embolus, yes, right? CT pulmonary, yes. If you fill these yes or no's, it'll calculate the score for you. For the sake of this exercise, let's say we know it's was 6, so let's hit yes on the if score is 4.5 plus. Alright, there you go.
Well,
You are amazing. That was the bottom one, yeah. Gonna click yes. This one, yeah. And I'm gonna say, yeah, check mark. Now check mark signs it, save only saves it. So remember to do the check mark. Well, let's see, if it's not there, it'll tell you there's not one, and it'll ask you to order. Okay, so now my order's in my box. Let's go sign it.
but we've also put in the clause that was it written in there? If it is a necessary test and you don't need a creatinine right away.
Yeah, you can click a box.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that way.
Modify. Details.
Delayed.
Okay. So I like to do modify this, because it takes me out, there's this blue cross, there, it means there is something, there's one missing required reason for the exam, so this is your history, right? Chest pain, now with high risk for PE.
I'm sorry, Rafi, you're gonna make me do the checkbox and give you a reason.
DI would not let you move without a reason, even for a chest X-ray.
But there's the checkbox.
So here's the fight I'm having. What I'm trying to get to a point is, if it's a specific test, like if it's a CT dissection, please put the reason dissection and move on. We haven't gotten there yet, but I will keep fighting. Yes,
Yeah,
but on the other hand, you don't have to go to your docs, you don't have to type, you don't have to print, you don't have to sign up a sticker on, so, you got.
it's just, on the previous CT rec, you would have had that free text as well, like you could have just inserted it there, Joel, but you forgot, so that's why.
I didn't forget.
Forget.
I was just.
It would have been
making
just
sure.
perfect, yeah, yeah, they would not let us do otherwise, PI. It's as good as it gets.
I don't mind. I'll have to sit up there and sit. Okay, so put a reason for exam, whatever, and let's sign up. Laughing, yes, sir.
Can we dictate into these boxes?
Any field that takes text, you can dictate, so you can click and talk, click and talk, click and talk. I haven't yet tested it, I haven't tested on my Apple yet, but it should work. Everybody's been giving me all kinds of assurances that you can launch one of 2 domains, and one of them has built-in Dragon. If you do the Dragon, whatever text you can type, you can just dictate. Because to the operating system, Dragon, same thing as with barcode scanners, the operating system sees it as a keyboard. The system does not know this is not a keyboard, it thinks it's a keyboard.
Bradley,
Yes.
are we gonna have to use our mobile devices, or are we gonna have like actual microphones with all the,
I don't know that, or I don't know. Like, I know on the Mac, I can assign it to my Mac's, currently, I can assign it to my Mac's, the microphone, and I don't need anything else. And it has improved, when we started, we couldn't do that one. When we started with Dragon, we couldn't, now you can. So when I'm working and I'm dictating when I work, I just assign it to my Mac, and the Mac microphone for noise cancellation is amazing. I can let you standing next to me and talking, it picks it up and it gets it all done. So I don't know how it's gonna work, I haven't tested it yet. Does that answer, it doesn't answer your question, but.
so it sounds like, yeah, we don't know for sure if like all the computers that we're gonna be using are going to have dedicated.
They should, so if you notice your little wall with a laptop, you notice there's a mic.
Like what, okay. You just
That's
the
the
box and
application level mic, yeah.
And say, I don't know why this would happen, but say somebody over in radiology cancels the CAT scan order, how will that? Is that possible, and how does that show up here?
So it should show up in results, and it show up as complete when you go there as cancel, right? But I'm not sure, that's an assumption.
Laura, do you know the answer to that?
It has to show up somewhere.
But they would
Sorry,
have
can
the
you
power.
repeat that? I couldn't hear specifically what was asked.
Question was, what happens if you order an imaging study like a CT, like we ordered the CTPE, right? and radiology decides to cancel that order.
They're supposed to cancel if they wanna change it, they're cancel, they're supposed to tell you, like, yeah, it's supposed to communicate, but I don't know how the communication happens. with the driver.
What is?
Show up here some. It has,
Yeah.
What it doesn't tell you, you're waiting like. Go look at yours, like cancel. So, doesn't have to.
How do you blood consent work with patients? Like,
so consents, correct me guys if I'm wrong. I'm gonna stay on paper for now, there's a couple of things that are gonna stay on paper. Consent is one of them, they haven't figured out the platform yet. The other thing that's gonna stay on paper is your sedation record. So you're gonna do a sedation record, and it'll scan after. You can dictate a note, but we don't have an equivalent yet in the system. There's a couple of things that are staying on paper, but. that's one of them. I'm sorry. So death certificates, you have to use a Form 16 from the government. So there's gonna be a link to Form 16, which is good, because Form 16 is until about 5 or 6 years ago, 4 years ago, were only on paper. There wasn't no PDF format. You couldn't do it online. You have to access, the hospital has to physically order the papers and you have to pull them. Do you remember family docs calling us during the pandemic asking for death certificates? You don't remember that? Because they couldn't get the actual paper. Now it's available online. It has to be opened with Adobe Acrobat. You cannot open it with anything else. It's a very restrictive model, but you can do them online now.
Can you type or?
Yes, you can type it, yes.
what part of the procedural sedations on paper? Because I thought it was all on.
My understanding is that physician page one is still on paper. It's not,
Don't.
I don't think there's an equivalent.
I know the rest of it is definitely online.
The rest of it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no equivalent in the physician assessment. So you either do it on the paper, or you have to do it for a quick note from scratch. You have to dictate the whole thing. But you can have your own sort of script, right? You can say, Rafi's, procedural sedation note, and it'll come down, you can do that.
They can make you a card.
Very good. I tried. This wasn't for the lack of trying, believe me. Okay. Where were we? There was something on question online?
So yeah, it's more comment online, so there will be meetings coming up to ensure Dragon is functioning properly and fully to its potential in FirstNet, where you do your charting. These will be running shortly on their end.
There you go.
And will be coming up after.
So I'm guessing this is an update probably from Rachel, right, or cost?
That's semantic.
But yeah, so they're working, that's it.
I will say though, I've played around with Dragon, not in, like, it's in a different certain application, but ours as well.
Mhm.
And it works and it's actually like amazing, like,
It's
it's
amazing,
like, it's amazing in terms of how it goes in directly.
It's amazing, I know.
Thank you.
Okay,
How quickly you go through this, like, like from ordering to the.
so I will tell you, the reason, I'll tell you my experience, I've sent an email by the way about my emotional, I don't know if you read it, but because this was completely true. We had 84 orders that we had to look through over the long weekend. And I knew that nobody else was gonna be able to. So I was in Ottawa, moved my daughter there, I sat down in my office there in my little apartment in the bedroom, and I sat there and did them all over like 4 days. And by the time I was done, I was very sleepy, like, I'm done, it's awesome. The first time I walked in, my biggest problem was this, I did not know where to look. My eyes would wander and everything looked the same. After about 5 or 6, I was able to do the most common stuff, and every, 3, 4, I would stop and have to wander. By day 2, it was occasionally I had to, oh, where is that? I can't remember. By 4 days, I was a torpedo. Like, it's amazing how fast this is, because this doesn't change, right? Click, 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 click. And I know every time that yellow thing is gonna bug me, I started to know when it's gonna come. So I don't get angry, because I know it's coming, right? Well, the first time it hits you, you hate it, because you think you're done. You hit sign, yeah, but there's a yellow field I have to go. But as you start doing it, you don't get to that part, because you know the yellow field is coming, you actually fill it before it comes. So it's amazing, you get better really very quick.
Now, if you want to open the X-ray,
Yes,
how long it takes, like,
I should take very little time.
like right
Yeah,
away?
you should just launching IBS7. So if you're logged in, it's to IBS7, it's probably going to launch it fast.
Okay.
And Rafi, can you please comment on the fact that there will be elbow to elbow kind of,
Okay.
health?
So there will be people, the first few weeks, this was actually, I don't know if you have any relatives, this was actually a paid, recognized internship, co-op for university students. How many there are, 300, 400? There's a lot of them.
300 roughly.
At least 4+ in the department every shift.
So these are people who are university students, who've gone through training, they know nothing about clinical stuff. Their only job is to help you navigate clinical stuff. So they will be there at the elbow, right when you're working the first one. 24/7.
After 2 weeks.
There we go. So we're gonna get to HIS planning. Oh, I forgot to put a slide. Okay. So I'm gonna pause back for a second, Laura, I'm gonna say something. So Hampton and I, myself and Tara, we're gonna start sort of weekly meetings from now, sort of wrapping up to launch. And we're gonna have our meetings last week, maybe every day even, so that we're prepared and making sure everything is sort of as ready as we can be. One of the things we're gonna address, Hampton and I, is physicians who wanna come in, because we know where it's gonna be hard the first few days. I think we need to show up to support each other. And the other thing, by showing up, and we can create some kind of a structure for it, so people can sign up and come in, is not only to support your colleagues in the department, support the patients, but it's for your training, right? So if I'm not working the first week, and I can come in a couple of times to spend 4 or 5 hours and see, 6, 8, 10 patients, this is training on the HIS, so when my shift comes, I am much better at this. So it's an opportunity to practice and help the department. We don't know yet how this is gonna look like, we're gonna meet and decide, but this is an idea that we have. Okay, that's it, yeah, okay. Did we order the CT? Is there anything else you wanna order on this page? Think of anything, you can order a barium enema on a chest pain patient, doesn't matter, it's not a real patient, not for the minutes.
Like add blood work.
Does that work? Okay. Okay, so, Mal wants to add LFT, so how do you wanna do it? You can do it through this order, so you can do it from here, how do you wanna do it?
From here.
Okay, so let's click on labs for this patient. And let's see if there's LFTs there, are there LFTs?
No.
Oh, they're not alphabetical, interesting. ED labs, liver panel. There you go. Oh, they are alphabetical. And a D dimer, she wants a D dimer as well. Okay, sign.
No.
You see these two? Oh, so you're missing, okay, so you're missing, oh, so here is,
It's a sub-phase, so you have.
alright, INR is gonna be a problem, because we ordered the INR. INR always asks if the patient is on warfarin or not.
Yellow
It
box.
killed me, it's yellow. The system should know if the patient's on warfarin or not. But apparently he's not that smart. I told him, I'm always gonna say unknown, because I honestly don't care about warfarin unless the INR is 10. Because anything less than 5, you can't pay so warfarin, the INR is 5, doesn't matter to me, right? If it's 2.5 and they're warfarin or not, I don't care.
Question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Was that per minute?
If that just panel should have been through the medical director's already order, which includes.
You wanna talk, okay, so let's do medical directive.
Why do we need to answer more questions about INR?
So if INR is gonna show up, because the system is stupid, and now it's gonna tell you, order chest pain panel, at the end, well, this is a duplicate. Now, you can just uncheck it, and that should be fine, but not here, we're too late for unchecking, right?
I can remove
Oh,
it, so.
You can do that, absolutely, right click, remove, done.
Because it should recognize that it's been it's been already.
There's a lot of things it should do, Mel, I know. It's okay, no, it kills me, like, there are things that you should know, like, why is the system asking you this question? It should know, it's already somewhere in the system.
That was a good exercise.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's sign it. Okay. What are the things you want to order? Okay, let's order a standalone internal medicine consult. Okay, here's what I want to do. Laura. Go to patient's ED provider view. And the left column at the top. Up, yeah, there you go. So do you remember when we did the roadshow, I told you this is the patient's chart, right? This is a long sheet, it goes, these are the subtitles there in white. This is a long list of everything about the patient. And you can reorganize things the way you want. And what I have done here is we have moved the stuff for documentation to the side so that you can be scrolling up and down the chart while you can still dictate. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, at the very top, you see there's new order entry at the top. which is where we are now. This is your main order entry in the patient's chart, so everything is leading to this. In here, you can search every order possible in the system. Every order possible. You know what? Let's do ED billing on this patient, just for fun, okay? Let's look for ED physician billing.
Oh, it's actually a quick order right now. Right here, it's done as a place as a quick order. I can just click on it.
But if it's not there, you can just search for it, right? And it's right there. So this is your ED billing. It's gonna ask you, are you the main first physician or no? Because we collected amount for the first physician, if you remember. And I'm gonna say, no, I'm not the first physician. Yes, sure, yes. Doesn't matter. Yes, it is. Okay? And
This is for out of.
is there any additional? And I'll say units of 50, and I'll say, order 500 units. I want to get paid really well. It's not gonna go anywhere. There you go. And sign, remember that check at the top? And that's it. And now I'm gonna be paid $25,000.
Sure.
Right? Easy. I think it's not gonna retire in like 2 weeks.
And you know.
The very low ones,
Sorry?
billing instructed, billing sheets or billing submitted.
Okay, so we haven't gotten there yet. So what we're working on is what reports, the reports that we finished clinical work. We have a meeting with our reports people, Tara and I, and we are working on how you're gonna be able to get the data you need so that you can get a fair billing agent, right? And for OPID. So there's your patients there list that's there, you can export and you can print it. What I am aiming for is to definitely run a report for everybody who signed up for it, that's for sure. I don't know yet the details, but we're gonna get there. I wanna get to a point where we can even print a report of every patient you did an order on. Because you might order things on patients and you forget, you didn't sign up on them. So I want this to show up on your report, so you can go back, and say, what did I do for this patient? Oh, yeah, that was Pam's patient who was supposed to go home. And I went this on it because they had, they were still vomiting and needed some more Zofran. That's a billable service, right? So you should be able to find it and bill it. Not just that, I want you to go back and dictate something on this page, because now you have blue documentation, right? The only documentation is your order. So I'm gonna go up and do a quick, 3 line. The patient, Dr. Kaplan, was waiting to go home, still having some headache, no red flags or Tylenol. And that, right? So we haven't yet completed that yet. We just finished order set to work like 2 days ago. So that's coming. Okay, what else do I order on this page?
So far what we have is that you print a list of the patients that you signed up for.
Patient,
That's
like,
gonna be your billing.
ICU patient, like the one we're going.
So you can search for any patient in the system.
I can search.
You'll have, when you try to open the chart, you'll have to tell them why you're opening the chart, yes.
When we print a list of the patients that we saw, is there a diagnosis at all, like?
I don't know yet.
Yeah,
I don't know. Because you need what you actually need, so OHIP requires the following fields. Requires OHIP number, requires date of birth, requires sex as it's on the card. If you put that same sex, it gets rejected. And those are the only 3 requirements, like doesn't require name. Your OHIP biller does not submit a name to OHIP, doesn't get a name. So these are only the 3 identifiers. And then the identifiers for the bill itself, or the service, is, of course, your identifier, your institution number, and then diagnosis, and then, actual service and the number of units.
Just through the time, like, end of the shift, we have, the assessment, how it will work, how we get down.
So you can go back and enter the structure, right? You can if you want, you can finish all your documentation, print your documentation, you'll end up doing an ED note at the end of this. So you can print it and take it with you, it's just like your yellow copy, if you want, of course you can. I think that's a lot of paperwork, but if that's what you wanna do, you're free. But you should be able to be home when you're billing and go back to the patient chart and see what you did. So your document is there, all the stuff you ordered are there, right? So you can order with the system in front of you, if you wanna document there and take your document with you, you can do that.
The thing is time, let's say, did a assessment, we have to go.
So if you go back and take a look here, every time you reassess, there is actually a field. Oh, they didn't bring it on the side. Can you bring,
It is actually, sorry.
it is where,
Laura, scroll down to the bottom on the
Scroll.
left there, contextual view, like all the way to the bottom on that.
oh, on the right.
Oh, sorry, on the right, sorry.
Right page, reassessment. So when I arranged mine, I put reassessment plan, so I could see it on the screen. So every time I go to reassess, I will type.
What about the time we
You can put in your time if you want.
Yeah, because
Yeah, if you do an order, the order is timed, but your dictation is only timed when you produce it. So you can put a time there.
they can just Right.
Throw whatever you want. Yeah. Throw whatever you want. Okay? Lovely. Okay, what I wanted to do is, the next thing I wanted to do is I want to show you a patient with a sepsis alert. Now, sepsis alert are a big change of. The system in the background, probably the only thing that is constantly monitoring for and giving us reports on, giving us warnings on, is signs of sepsis. And it works differently in each department. In the ED, it watches for search criteria. So when it watches for search criteria, when you come to open the chart, it will open a warning page for you. You cannot move it until you address it. And it's very important to know the components of this, because if you move on and suppress it, you might suppress the warning for everybody else. So it's very important for you to see what it looks like. And if you're not gonna see the patient, you're just looking for something big, this is not my role, so that when whoever picks up as MRP, that thing shows up again. Because if you open the chart as an MRP, that warning disappears, because the system acknowledges you're gonna take care of it. Okay, so Laura, we have a patient with sepsis.
We do, yeah, this patient has a septic shock. We know that because they have a low pressure, and then they also had a critical lactate.
There you go, so the patient, so the system can know that the lactate is high, but it can't know that the patient has an INR in the chart. Cool. Okay, so this patient has a lactate, so let's try to open the chart and see what happens. And there you go. Sepsis alert. It tells you why, and of course, in the inpatient ones use SIRS, and we'll use news or news. So now you can do a few things here. You can launch Advisor. And Sepsis Advisor is a piece of software that guides you through sepsis management, and you tell them we'll do that in a minute. Or you can just open the chart and go to the chart. Right? If you don't know the patient yet, and you need to go to the chart, you can go to the chart. You can launch Sepsis Advisor later. And you can choose from a list what your treatment is, okay? So you can choose, this is not an infection.
Not initiated.
Yeah, so if you say this is not an infection, we're done, right? Say the patient has cytotoxic storm, or the patient's having a panic attack, right? A panic attack can register, right? On a service, so we know that. Treatment already initiated, that will suppress it, that's if we started treating this patient already, we're happy. Intended to provide comfort measures. This is a chronic condition. My role is unrelated to sepsis, and this is very important, right? So if you're gonna be treating this patient, right, you need to pick this up. And this is not only so all across the hospital. So say, for example, a dermatologist is coming to see a consult on a patient who has sepsis criteria, right? And he's there to see a skin lesion. He'll say, this is not my job. Like I'm going to the chart to do my work, but I'm not gonna treat sepsis. So please keep warning the people who need to know what is sepsis. So let's pick, should we launch it, Advisor from here, or should we launch it from the chart, Laura?
As like an ad hoc, as a order?
So if you launch it from here, or you launch it from the chart, it does the same thing.
So I can open the chart here.
So in the chart, it's an order, right?
It is an order, yeah.
Can you find it from the chart itself, you know, at the top? Does it show up?
So to search it, it's either you can search it through,
You can search it anywhere, right?
sorry, what's that?
Okay, there you go. This is what it looks like. This is what a sepsis advisor looks like. Whether you launch it from the alert, you launch it from anywhere, this is where you end up. And it should tell you, this patient, this is where the last alert was. The patient satisfied the requirements for septic shock. I can't read very well. This is their creatinine, this is your white blood cell, this is your pH. These are the blood culture results that are available. Here are your vitals. And then it goes down to try and guide you through management. So this time we're gonna pick Mel, you choose. What does the patient have? Is it no signs of sepsis? Does it have sepsis soft tissue? Is it pneumonia? Is it urosepsis? Is it febrile neutropenia? Urosepsis. Urosepsis wins. Perfect. So now what it'll do, it'll give you a set of recommendations for treating urosepsis. So these are your options. So you can give them, that's what's at the top there, special dosing. Okay.
Ceftriaxone.
Ceftriaxone, what, how much do you want? 2 grams?
Yeah.
2 grams of ceftriaxone, let's see. I can't see if it's 2 grams or not.
Yeah, it is 2 grams, so it's already populated, like this, I think Laura's hovering over
It is
that.
2 grams, sorry.
Okay, yeah, I know, I can't see it, I'm at an angle. Okay, what else do you wanna do? So this is fluid therapy.
Liter fluid with 100 ml an hour after that.
So question, what happens if I wanna give them 3 liters? How do I change it from here?
Sorry, I can't hear. Can you repeat?
Oh, sorry, I wanna do 3 liters of saline.
Sodium chloride, 0.9.
So if you go to fluid therapy, yeah, that's what they're talking about, so, yeah, if they wanted, the question is if they wanna change it, if somebody wants to change it to 3 liters, how do you, for example, how do you do that?
I'm gonna have to do it later, the orders.
Yeah, we'll have to add that later as an ad hoc.
Okay, well, I'll try that later, okay. Good enough. Okay, let's go down. Maintenance, you wanted 100 an hour?
Yeah.
Okay, now diagnostic studies, you wanna do anything there?
Yeah.
Let's do ECG by nursing CV.
And let's do a CT endopelvis.
Without, oh no, we want, okay, these are the things that, these are all, I never caught, these are not just emergent. Okay, let's do abdo-pelvis without, because by the way, I'm gonna show you, there's a list of conversions. There are 24 CTs that we order, and their names have changed, I made a PDF of them, I'm gonna put it on erdocs.ca. I would highly recommend that you keep a copy of your phone, take a picture of it, whatever you want, because some of these names do not make sense. Okay, is there anything else we want? Let's clear all the labs, because the labs are already done, right?
Okay, yeah, so I can just clear it right here.
Are we done?
Well, unselected.
Okay.
This is already done from the second.
Yeah. Okay, is there anything else we wanna do?
No.
Great. Let's sign them. Do I?
Yeah, I just wanted to add too, just with the septic shock, you'll see that there's an option for vasopressors. If it's just a sepsis alert that's been populated, this option won't be available.
Okay, so let's click norepinephrine. Let's see if it gives us any more trouble. Because,
Do you want 16 mics per meal?
yeah, 16, yeah, because I'm doing on a peripheral at 16 or 8, whatever, it doesn't matter. Confirm. Okay, here are your orders. Septic shock to diagnostic list, yes, let's do that. So let's see sign orders, let's see if it cries wolf somewhere. So here's the thing, you have, every patient needs a height, weight, and allergies, it will stop you dead in your tracks. I know, so it is very important, it can be part of the triage nurse's work, we will need at least an approximation of weight on everybody. Because I told them, if you leave this up to me, you will get false data every single time. I'm not weighing the patient, I am saying 80 kilos and moving on, like it or not.
70 kilo male, larger, 85. That's it. No?
Thank you for the compliments. 85, I was like in grade 7, last time I was 85 kilos. Okay, so here are, so norepinephrine still needs some information there. It's asking us to how many micrograms per minute. So, we want norepi, let's put on 5.
Start with fine, then.
Yeah.
Very good.
So it's, can you just type 5 where it's looking for data? Yeah, I asked this question, where is the titration, and nobody could answer, because they titrate to blood pressure and effect. I don't know where that is. Like, it's in all the impressors, there.
Yeah.
So I'll get the initial dose, but I have no instruction for titration.
Yeah, can you type in that thing right there in
Can't
the
put a target now.
normalized rate, I think that's.
I don't know. Yeah, type a 5
Maybe
here.
the instruction, the infusion instruction.
Laura, that was for you, can you type 5 there,
Yeah.
5?
Sorry,
micrograms per
5?
minute? Yeah, there you go,
Yeah, sorry.
yeah, perfect.
Can you put instruction?
Can you put instructions? Yeah, you can put infusion instructions, I guess,
Right, be my.
yeah. Try to a map over 95.
So that's not embedded in there?
Hmm?
That's not embedded in there?
It's not better than there, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, we'll be able to change anything right now, but like that.
Cause.
Yeah. I brought it up a long time ago, a couple of times. Okay, now, there are more stuff that's missing, so let's hit this button that says 2 missing required details. That'll take you to the next one. The next one is reason for exam, urosepsis, rule out, but to be honest, like, we need more data than just what the, like, there's a clinical question, right? Rule out obstructive neuropathy, rule out infected stomach, right? But you do need to write something. Remember, that's it. There's no more rank. So there's no place for clinical narrative. That's it. That's your clinical narrative. Let's click that again. Two missing details. Sorry, I'm pointing at the screen. I think you can see me. Okay, and what is that?
Reason for procedure for ECG.
Oh, God, can you put, who cares? So by the way, Trick, they all have other, so I start typing OTH.
We need to put a reason for every ECG.
Yeah, so here's how things get developed in shooting. Again, not for the men. So every group owns something, right? So for example, believe it or not, diagnostic imaging owns ECGs. They own ECG. So they develop this in their own silo, and unless they ask, they do whatever they think is right? And it's a problem because not everything has a clinical translation, right? Reason for ECG, who cares? Paper and ink. It's not even ink anymore. It's not even paper anymore. Doesn't matter. Okay. Reason, okay. Are we good? Okay, now let's sign.
Either of these specified as
What is that error?
It's just a duplicate order for the ECG.
Let's keep it. So let's see what it does. Order anyway. There you go, keeps it. So I want another ECG. And sign. And should be done. Now, in that view where you were, you can see, sorry, you want to say something?
Can we ask Laura a question?
Yes, absolutely, go right ahead.
Laura, in the vasopressor subset, does it list that you can target to a map and the physician can put in a number, or it's just in sepsis where you can't put it in? Is it in the other subset?
Ma'am, I'm going to let you draw it.
Were the other order sets that have norepinephrine or the?
In the vasopressor subset, can you put in target maps for your inotropes or no?
Do you want to, we can order one, like. I think it's in.
Norepi? Yeah, let's do Norepi, okay, never mind.
I'm just trying to figure out if that's just in the sepsis.
Oh,
Or is it
yeah,
everywhere?
Laura, could you order just a Norepi?
I did,
I
yes.
think that was. Oh, you did, okay. Yeah, because we wanted to see what happens if you order, if there's something, a detail in there. I think that's what the question is, right?
Yeah,
You're
there
able-
needs to be direction.
Yeah, they're able to do in the special instructions. So you'll see they're able to fill in a little bit more detail to that.
So the physician needs to, it isn't triggered to remind, like, is it flagged that they need to put it in, that's if they decide to put it in?
Not within that order. Is it something that we could take this back?
That's okay, I'll just add it to our safety list.
Okay.
Thanks. Well, like, I'm not a junior nursing. Well, you can see. That you would put, what's your target map, you've already got it embedded in, the sepsis orders and stuff, but yeah, I'm thinking of that now, when it's not gonna be there. And so, we don't want the nurses on you either saying, what's my target? It should just be embedded in there. So it would be nice if it was a flag, so that you didn't have to go and a nurse comes and goes, what's my target? Or you have to remember to put in the special instructions, what do I want? The target map.
So even just for now, do you think it'd be like adequate enough in the special instructions, like for sure, I agree with you, should be like a map, like 60 or 65 or whatever else you want, depending on the reason why.
The clinical indications.
Yeah, and
Even
maybe,
the dose, because we know the minimum demands, right?
Yeah.
This is start at, they should start at 2, at 6, 10.
Yeah.
And that's the.
for sure, like that rate should be there, or even
Yeah.
the special instructions could be a little yellow box to put in like, well, as a reminder.
Requirement, yeah.
That's good.
Was that Vera who asked that?
Yes.
Okay, Vera, we'll follow up with that. Follow up with you.
When you talked about the dose,
Overnight. We'll deal with stuff overnight.
November 9th.
Yes. Five AM, yeah.
You're not.
We were just talking
The
about
one
the
you
special
opened.
instructions.
We'll work on the way.
Put a map.
It's still gonna use paper, so you're gonna have your shit.
So it's supposedly what you can do eventually, you can create duplicates of these that you customize for yourself. And when you do that, you can put in your stuff. But these things I want to be built in, like titrating the vasopressor is a basic nursing task. We need to get over it. Again, the problem is medications are ordered by pharmacy. We have no control over what they do. It's a very, I understand the premise of having people responsible for certain sections. But at the end, it doesn't serve the clinical purpose. It doesn't work,
Yeah.
right? So we need to be able, not to give input, we need to be able to override everybody. But that's not how everybody thinks. That's how we, okay. So, do you have any other thoughts right now before I go to
I
something?
think the time we're talking about the
Yes.
lower fee, you're talking about the bills.
I think for hypertension, the very low or negative rate of these things, so
You're gonna have to, yeah, so you're gonna have to give some kind of instructions in the, how the nurses will process the document that I honestly don't know.
Otherwise, something like dopamine or the same.
Same story.
No, but we know the lowest and the maximum dose. How those are going to start at, I choose the starting dose, but there's a max.
So generally, nurses are supposed to go by the auto manual,
Yeah.
right? So you already have sort of pre-made instructions, but you're right, but it's not there, so I can't do anything about it. I don't own that part, right? Pharmacy, owns it. And unless they change it. Like, if something is gonna bug you out, every time you order a beta, it's gonna ask you if it's about a pregnancy or not. And 99.99% of all the betas that we do are related to pregnancy or looking for pregnancy. The only people who order beta otherwise are cancer clinic, and sometimes internists or gynecologists are following up a cancer or trying to figure out. Other than that, it's always pregnancy. Why do you need to ask them for something that 99% of the time, the only people who should answer differently are the people who are in the cancer clinic? That's an ongoing discussion. Let's say that. Okay, so I wanna do a few things that are a bit less common, okay? So I want to send a patient to pediatric CDU. And I wanna do that because it introduces a new concept. By the way, before we keep going, I was thinking we go till 9. Laura, Rachel, I just wanna make sure that's okay with you. I don't wanna keep you more than we should.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
So, I will buy something like that. Okay, yes.
I just threw in an extra hour of credits for this training.
Oh, thank you. This is, yeah, we're gonna do this. Okay, so, what was that? Okay, because it introduces a new concept called inpatient as a patient.
Admission order?
No, it is, outpatient in event. So we do have a few services that use an inpatient space to treat outpatients. So, pediatric CDU is the most common one, gynac is another, right? So those are what you need to do is you need, instead of discharging the patient, you need to, is it a transfer to a patient, outpatient in event? So Laura, do you know how to do this?
Yeah.
Notice because we treated the sepsis, the alert did not fire off again. And gets suppressed different places, different times. Emerge, I think, what, 12 hours, 6 to 8 hours? Okay, so we're gonna look for. Okay, so we pick patient admission. And in the patient admission, there's an option called outpatient in event. Now, let's initiate outpatient. It tells me there's more. So where are you going? Which one of these? Is it postpartum, is it pediatric ward, obstetric ward? So let's pick pediatric ward. Medical service, it is pediatrics. You would think it's smart enough to know which one, right? But it doesn't. MRP, who did we speak to? Now, we're gonna have to search. Do we have any MRPs here? Any generic names? Well, let's search.
I was gonna say try McKenzie, because some people are actually in, like, some people are. Dr. Tam is in there too.
Let's do Bentown. That's not a pediatrician now.
Love that.
Yeah.
Benjamin Town, there we go, pick Bentown. Request for bed assignment, yes, no remain in the same bed, right, so we wanted to move to that bed. There you go, and if it's a different site, it indicates a different site and which site. And let's sign the order. So that is your admission order to pediatric CD. It's a outpatient unit.
And this trumps over the, oh, bad term, but this,
No, it passes over.
Wow, okay. You don't have to then call the pediatric team. but-
So this does not replace our communication, right? Remember, the orders are what you write on the chart, the process hasn't changed, right? Like even when we put an order to somebody, let's try to do something, let's put a consult to Bentown, just a regular consult. Because-
Rachel, I see your hand is up.
Go ahead, Rachel.
Rafi,
Jump in.
you still would have placed the consult to pediatrics, and then after consultation with pediatrics, decided that the patient should be admitted to the pediatric CDU. It's just that the
Well,
ED
that's-
physician is taking onus to place the PAO, which is specific to outpatient in a bed. Does that make
Which
sense?
Which we already do. Which we already do. So
Yeah.
here's a good point, so let's make the consult and I'll talk about the concept of PAO.
Now, Rachel, would anyone else be capable of doing this PAO?
Anyone can,
Is this?
it's a prescribed order,
Expectation?
yes, it's a prescribed order, so even if a nurse does it, you're gonna have to co-sign. Yeah, it is a prescribed order, because admission is a prescribed order.
Okay.
But currently we do it, right? We just do it in writing, admit to pediatric CDU. It's exactly the same thing.
No, I don't do that.
I won't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we do.
Right?
Yeah, we're supposed to,
Yeah.
right? Admit to pediatric CDU. Plus, it's an H 105. Never remember.
Even
Online, H 105. If you're an admission order, it's an H 105. Okay, that's off the record. Okay, guys, we need to do a billing session. We need to do a billing session.
Yeah.
Okay, advanced billing session.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
there's a comment from Kyle in the chat there.
Yes.
For other workflows like so depending on where the patient is going, like if a patient is being admitted to the
Oh,
hospital,
I'm gonna talk about that in a second. I'm gonna talk about that in a second.
it's done by the other,
Okay,
it's not
so,
something you need to.
guys, can I have you back for a second? Okay, so let's do a consult for town, because we forgot, we admitted the patient before talking to them. So let's put a consult in that, so that we know what we're gonna do. We should be able to do that in consults, right?
The call by-
And the phone, and the phone numbers, and the phone handle. Yeah?
Did you want
Already in there?
the console? I didn't hear that.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, Laura, sorry if you couldn't hear us. Yeah, please, we want to do a consult with pediatrics, and then we're gonna consult Dr.
Ben Town, yeah,
as a pediatrician.
she's in there. Yeah.
Sorry, it kind of did it with your.
That's all, man. Okay, it's ordered, let's modify, can we modify it or not? Let's cancel it and start another one, that's a good thing to learn.
Oh, dear. And what's the problem with what's already ordered?
Oh, we just wanna reorder it so we can see how it's done.
Okay,
I mean, cancel, it, just,
So what you can do, there you go, so cancel and reorder.
but you could modify.
You could modify, yeah. Okay, cancel and reorder, so the time and date is now. Consulting physician,
CDU.
consulting reason, yeah, CDU. Can you type here town? You should be able to find it.
Yeah, just try typing and then switch.
Town,
Hold on.
Because he has a couple options.
there we go. Now, this is priority not routine, so we have to change that, but that's okay. And then what else? Okay, let's change them, right? Let's do modify, right? Click modify.
What does routine signify versus?
So routine is, there's a definition in the policies.
So as in emerge, we'll never use routine.
No, there is routine is the one that could lead to outpatient follow-up, right? But that includes routine, I think, don't quote me right now.
Yeah,
Anyway, so let's just. now we wanna
Everything in
change
the ED, everything in the ED is defaulted to urgent.
that's right. Okay,
Okay.
perfect, thank you.
There you go. But this defaulted to routine though.
It's because this is the old one.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I have two more questions.
yes, ma'am, fire away.
So, the call list of whoever's on, would it default, I don't mean fancy, but would it default to whoever the physician is on call for peds, like boom, it's like.
I don't think we're connected to the call schedule. I don't think call schedule speaks to Cerner. If you use, I think Cerner has a module for things like that, but we didn't buy it, I think, because we already bought somebody else's.
My other question is, if we put the consult for, let's say, Chicago, but I have her cell phone number, I'm gonna just put it in the
Ah.
signs, and I just call her.
So where is the the place here in, that's it, that's what the thing I was gonna try to get to. Where do I get to the place where it goes to the clerk or I don't want it to go to the clerk to place the order?
Takes too much time, too much time.
Yeah, I call on my console. I have my, if you've ever seen me, I work with an AirPod in my ear
Yeah.
and Siri does all my.
Thanks, Samantha.
There you go. I apologize, I have to jump. Okay.
Okay, so you have to go through all that stuff.
I'm sure in the comments you can put already on. Right?
Yeah, contacted at 1905.
Now, it is important that you put the consult order, because that is what changes the patient status to consult. It is very, very important that you do that. So it not only captures the time of consult, but it also changes the patient status to consult. So that's very important. Okay, I'm gonna talk about PAOs for a second. So PAO is prescriber admission order.
Patient admission, sorry.
Great, okay, patient admission, but they told me prescriber, I was told wrong. Patient admission order. So PAO is the actual order for admission, which initiates the admission process, finding a bed, who the MRP is gonna be, and all of that. Any prescriber can enter a PAO. Most PAOs we will not do. Most PAOs we will not do. The consultants will do. But that doesn't mean that we cannot put in a PAO, just like we cannot do an interim order. So a good example, I'm working downstairs on a critical patient, Ben comes upstairs in ICU, so I have a patient here, I've just intubated, it says, you know what, just put in PAO, and that's gonna go on upstairs. That's commonly happens in St. Catharines, right? They have beds upstairs, they're busy, the patient will get there faster than they can come down. You can put in PAO, but that's all you need to do. So the PAO is not the full orders for admission. The PAO is the single line that makes the disposition of the patient admission. It's the same one we use for CDUs, because technically it's an admission, though it's not an admission. So that's what we talked about, the outpatient in a bed, GYNAC, PRAC, pediatric CDU. There is a different order for CDU. So let's pick a patient and put him in CDU, Laura.
Do you want to choose this?
Regular.
Yes. No, pediatric.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Because it's an interim admission order. Yeah,
Makes
they went up to the floor, right? I'm gonna go for it.
sense.
Okay, CDU. ED transfer to CDU. So that's the CDU order. These are, it's very fast. You saw the whole thing?
Yes, sorry.
It's okay. So don't have a whole list that we put in there for you for CDU. You can add or use this in order set. Just like the other order sets, power plan to make fly happen. So once you put in that order, it'll give you things like diet, fluids and activity and Tylenol and any other investigations that you need. You click, and sign, and the patient's on the CDU. Okay, let's discharge the patient home. Let's put a discharge order. By the way, the view sheet is in I like, because it shows you orders that you're having it signed, and it shows you underneath all the other orders that you've placed, and what's their status, and it tracks every single order. So let's start discharging from, okay, you put it from here, okay, great. So this is the discharge patient order, okay. Now, you need to pick the spot, so home would be the most easiest one for us, so if we start having HYV, it'll show up. Okay, this is date and time, and if you have any special instructions. And that's the discharge order, let's sign that. I want to take them the way, let's go back to the tracker. What is it called? Yeah, launch one, let's right click on that patient. Because this is what they know from training. No, it's right click.
Oh, yeah, Laura, he's talking about the menu, yeah, so right click on
Yeah.
that.
So now look at that, not recorded, so if you go down, there is something that says discharge patient. In your training, this said discharge or admit on the generic, this is what it is, so when you click that, it takes you to a place where you need to do a few things to discharge the patient. One of them is, it took us to an order, is that it? Cancel? But it needs to take us to wherever discharge is.
You're talking about the.
Yeah, there you go, yeah, ED discharge, the tab there, it's supposed to take us there, but then. So these are the things you need to complete on the side, if they have an asterisk next to them, red asterisk, you need to complete them. Before you can discharge the patient. So order profile is done. Now, you need a diagnosis when you discharge the patient. So let's add a diagnosis. What do we say this patient's gonna go home with? Splinter.
Oh, this is
So with the train domain, unfortunately, we're not able to add a problem currently.
You add a problem and you have to have acute and chronic. If there are no chronic problems, you have to have no chronic problems. Okay, so you have to account for acute and chronic problems. I know you're reading it out. I told them, look, if I'm seeing patients for an 8-year-old for a hangnail, I am putting no chronic problems. Because as far as I'm concerned, in this visit, I have no chronic problems. I'm not gonna sit and do 80 long-term problems for a hangnail. Just not. But it's just not gonna happen. Right? The thing is, this problem list is cumulative. So if the patient was admitted last week to medicine.
so it's how,
Carry across.
yeah, the
And carry across.
carry across, so you don't have to.
Yeah, that's carries across visits, right? So if this patient gets admitted to medicine, they populate this 17 chronic problems, they will still be there. Now, you can take them off by the way. Like if suddenly they're whatever they have is not completely gone, you can take it off.
But Kyle, please correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't have to do anything about the chronic problem, like you don't have to address.
There has to be either one chronic problem or the term no chronic problems. It won't let you move beyond that. So there's a button for you there. So if you're not documenting any chronic problems and they're around the charts with no chronic problems, but it won't let you move unless you choose no chronic problems. It needs to know what's acute and what's chronic, and if there's nothing chronic, it needs to know there's nothing chronic. This will only probably be an issue on the first visit, first 2-3 visits, and as time goes by, patients will accumulate chronic problems. Okay, we have 10 minutes. So online in the room, is there something you're really dying to know? Yes.
I need to go back to the sepsis alert.
Okay, let's see.
Before we go there,
Yes,
can 2 physicians sign for a patient like we know?
yes, you can, absolutely. Yeah.
So if the primary physician is clearing that sepsis alert, the secondary physician is unrelated to sepsis, like I'm putting.
Let me wait a second. If we responded to a sepsis alert, the second physician will not even get it, right? Correct, Kyle?
That's,
We-
yes, it'll suppress that alert if they open sepsis advisor. Dr. Nahman.
We'll talk.
Right, so you can go
So-
to central line.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to discharge. So when you leave your shift, you can assign, when you go to sign out, it'll show, let's go to sign out. But wait a minute, before we go there, let me first see if there's any other burning questions.
That was part of the training that's assigned to another position.
Yeah.
The same thing for me then as well, with the docs?
So if you're the MP or the column, right?
Right.
Yeah, so same thing, right? You sign up a doc, sign off. There could be more than one doc signed into the same patients. There could be none. So patients that I'm leaving, I finish my shift at 2 o'clock in the morning, there are 3 patients waiting for OPT to go to home, said discharge medication, I don't sign off. Like I don't sign off right now. They're still on my list. Or is it, well, do internal medicine sign off 500 patients every night to the on-call person? No, they don't, right? The patient is in the emergency department, written orders, on DMRP, the patient crashes, Amazon 9 person, yours on, like, we have a plan. This patient is discharged, they're ready to go home, I've written the orders for them. So I'll keep my name on them. If I want to have them over to PAM, of course I can, right? But you can, and the patient you can unassign yourself and nobody is assigned for the patient.
Rachel has a question, I think.
Yes, Rachel.
No, Rafi, I just wasn't sure if you wanted to review the notes there in that last patient.
Documentation.
Okay, do we have any previous documentation?
Yeah, I think Laura prepped.
Oh, that would be great. Let's see if there's any documentation on the patient that we can see. I think the last one has a green check mark, right? So
So-
remember go ahead.
Yeah, we can see it's documentation hasn't specifically been started, but we can type a few
But
things.
there was one with a check mark, right?
The check
The
marks,
last patient had a green check.
I can show you when we start saving it.
Yeah.
My question about discrepancies,
Oh, boy.
like dealing with emergency discrepancies in the documentation regarding.
That's a whole process. I don't know about, it's a whole process. I'm not gonna touch it today. Cause I don't get understand it. I wanna get rid of the clinical part, and then there's a lot of things that are still.
Something was just the.
So there's cultures and stuff, right?
Cultures,
So there is a pool of discrepancies, and all the docs and all the clerks and all the nurses have access to it. And we're keeping it clean, right? Because all of us can get in and clean stuff. The thing is, if nobody cleans anything, that's a problem. Yeah, which is a big problem. right? But that is not an HIS problem, that is a practice problem, that's a human being problem. Okay, yeah, now back to you, show us where the documentation goes.
So, sorry, one second, Laura, could you scroll down to just go down to the last patient on the list there? You see how there's a green check mark?
Verona?
Could you click on that one? Cause you wanna see a completed note, right?
Yeah. This is what a completed note looks like.
Repopulates all of the,
Yeah, it pulls everything that you dictated. If you change your dictations, you have to refresh it. It won't refresh automatically.
But that's only if you have not signed your note.
Yes, once you sign the note, it's fine.
Once you sign the note, it's final, but you have to do an addendum.
Yeah. Or you just do another note.
But, so Laura's pointing out, I can modify it.
you're modifying there.
So now you can change the.
Yeah, add something under procedures, for example, or reassessments, wherever you like. It's not letting you? Oh, it's
Not
fine.
letting me, I think with the screening domain.
That's what I was talking about, the addendum is what you have. to
Yeah,
do.
because
Once
it's
it's
fine, it's been signed, only add an addendum.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, guys.
When are you gonna talk about templates for documentation for those who will not be dictating?
So there are a lot of built-in templates. I'll be honest with you, I've looked at them. They don't reflect what we do, right? Like a template for you, there's a template for review systems. It's every review system, I have to spend half an hour clicking yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, I don't do that. I'm gonna take a line review system, otherwise I'm not contributing, I'm gonna block, that's what I'm gonna do. But there are of course, there's some different ways you can have pre-made text or templates. You can have them in your Dragon. So for example, if you've ever read my notes, I have a standard piece that goes on all Form 1 for patients, and it's called in my Dragon, it's called Graphy. I say automatically out of it. Graphy's per note. Yeah, Graphy's per note. It's right, it's Form per note. Graphy's Form 1. God, I forgot because I do the dictating without thinking. So once I say that, Dragon insert that paragraph. So that's one place. The other place, the system itself has templates that you can create. There are built-in templates that start with a dot, right? So .ros is review of systems.
Yeah.
So if you put that .ros, enter, it'll populate review systems and you can add and check it, uncheck.
That was in the training, yeah.
Then there is another layer where you can create your own dot templates, right? Your own piece of text that you use. So there's 3 places
So I'm
for.
interested in, which one, where is the?
Okay.
Text, yeah.
Can we see that, Laura?
You
Can you show us?
You talk about auto text or putting it in or creating your own?
Creating your own or putting it, doesn't.
Okay,
Let's put it in first.
Laura, let's just create and then if you go to review systems, let's do .ros or actually do .pe, I think is physical exam.
You see, they're all showing up.
Put a dot and it just comes up, right?
Maybe physical,
Yeah, it's up there,
Phys exam, yeah.
There you go.
And then,
and there you go, here it is.
So there you go, yeah, so that's another way
So
to,
that's the text, and you can modify it.
and you modify it.
Now, I have to tell you, I'm doing a lot of reviews, a lot of complaints, a lot of lawsuits, and a lot of CPSO stuff. CPSO long time is clued into this. And it'll ask you for your templates, tell you how do you use your templates, how do you modify them, and give me your template. So if your template looks exactly what you put in the patient's chart, your chart becomes suspect. It's better to write 2 lines of your own.
Yeah.
Than using a template that is not true. And the CPSO knows and lawyers all know. So you give me your template, they'll put about 15 charts, and if they're all the same template, your documentation means nothing.
Yeah, appropriate mood and effect, that I will remove immediately.
So, yeah, so you create your own text and images.
And how do you create your own and save them?
How do you, I don't know, Laura, do you know?
do you mind, like, do you mind, like, saving that for later, is that okay, or do you wanna see?
Definitely save it for later.
Okay,
No problem.
last 3 minutes,
Because it will be covered, like, in either training is.
any burning platforms, any burning questions?
Form 1 is included in here.
I'm sorry?
Form 1 is.
So Form 1 is external, they'll probably end up on ER docs, it has a link to the one from the ministry. The problem is the one from the ministry is not populated with our fields, right? Because the one I have on ER docs, I put our addresses, which are sites we're in, right? Makes life easier for you, so you're gonna end up going to mine. There is a Form 1 and 42 order as well, and you have to put it in so we can get the time, right? Have any of you seen my sticker that says form, like my sticker for orders for, which I try to get anybody to use if nobody does. But it's like 6 or 7 lines, the first one's Form 1 and 42, it's an order. So from now, I have a sticker all my patients get a sticker, and on it, the Psalm 142, how much Haldol, how much Ativan, how much Zyprexa, how much Ativan, chemical restrictions, Haldol and Ativan, restraint order, Tylenol, Zofran, and 3 other MTL, and nicotine replacement, and 3 other ones. These are my orders for every per patient. Because those are pain points, right? If you're looking for us for Tylenol and NRT. Okay, here's a Form 1, she showed you Form 1. Okay. Any last burning questions?
Do we have an order set prepared?
We do have an order set for, yes,
I
we do.
don't think of one.
We do. There is an order set. There is an admit to mental health, there's a PERD, I think, order set. I think there is. They're all coming together now. Everything's a mismatch.
Okay, great.
Okay. Laura, before we adjourn, I want to show you the list of CTs. I'm gonna go find it. So Laura, Rachel, Kyle, Samantha, Dawn, thank you very much for your time. I know that I'm very thankful that you spent these hours with us. This is amazing, and I think people enjoyed it. That's at least the sense I got. Well, standing there. Okay, good. Enjoy it. Everyone else, if you will stay with me for a second, I'm gonna find my, find the list. I was gonna add it, what is this? Where are we here? I'm gonna, you wanna stop sharing? Yes, stop, and give me this one, share, okay. I am going to try and find